Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us this morning for our September Shotsuki Hoyo for the Monterey and the Salinas Buddhist temples. I hope that you're all doing well, enjoying your time at home and with family. And please make sure that your busudans are open and you're ready for today's service. I'd like to begin with an opening reading. If you please join me in Gasho. The person burdened with extreme evil should simply say the name. Although I too am within Amita's grasp, passions obstruct my eyes and I cannot see him. Nevertheless, great compassion is untiring and illumines me always. Namo Amidavus, Namo Amidavus, Namo Amidavus, Namo Amidavus, Namo Amidavus. And now at this time, I'd like to begin the sutra chanting of the Sambujo. This will be followed by the Hyobyakumon, or the dedication reading, and then the Sambutsuge and the Jusei. And during that time, you'll see the names scrolled on the screen. Please go before your Butsudan and burn incense when you see your family name. Namandos, 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 Namandos. Today, on this occasion of the Monterey and Salinas combined September Shotsuki Hoyo service, the members of the Sangha have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved family members. With deepest reverence and thankfulness, the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kia Boots, Namo Kia Ho, Namo Kia So. 어그 너나의 어슈기녀 어저저세츠거 그녀나이연 이무도서가도아이는 어다츠이 사이지에 폴라이쇼 신나스쇼저 이도가 거그 예라그 안농거그 심여세가 신쇼 어즈간노 이르기쇼쇼요 제포세선 지혜무게 여리여 시선 지가 신여 대리여 신시 셔그덕즉 당여 셔진 인제 자세나니 심어져도 시아무만석 세부조셔가 나오므려가 의다이세시 의사셔빙느 세부조셔가 아시저부트놈여셔저제포 흑염이셔먼 세부조셔가 이역진셔낸저의 시봉여 지금의저도 이셔댄님 시진리기엔나이고 의셔무사이도 셔저상금여 고사이슈여그난 아이지에겐 시본노한 에서그쇼와그도 스다츠센시몬 거서조만조 기여러지포 지가츠시즈기 댕검프겐니슈다요소 어세그덕호조 다이슈즈 세포시시드 의여 이사이버그 서그슈덕원 안내시수요만 더부이 상가요 나우츠브게지 스다츠비부쇼 강가 그에리 오시사이셔선 시간야고가 아이세노간도 고쿠쇼텐네 오준요 어먼도 Thank you very much, everyone. Now, if you please join me in the Gatha Namo Amida Butsu. threefold refuge. Difficult is it to receive the human form, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Dharma of the Buddha, now we hear it. We do not cross over to the truth in the present life. In what life shall we cross over? Let us with sincerity and true reverence take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we together with all sentient beings awaken to the great way of enlightenment and to the unsurpassed intent of the Mita Buddha. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we together with all sentient beings enter the storehouse of the Dharma, becoming like the wisdom ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we together with all sentient beings become units in true accord, in harmony with all things. The peerless, profound, and wondrous Dharma is rare to encounter, even in many hundreds and thousands of kalpas. Now we are privileged to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teachings. Sankhya-mo, sorry, let's start all over. Sankhya-mo, Ninjin Kegatashi, Imasudane Yuku, Rupo Kigatashi, Imasudane Kiku. Kono, Nikonjo ni Mukate dose Zumba, Sarani, Izure no Shoro ni Kataka, Kono Mio dose. Daishu Morotomo ni Shishin ni Sambo ni Kieshi Tatematsuru deshi. Mizukara Butsu ni Kieshi Tatematsuru, Masani Negawaku wa Shijoto tomo ni Daido wo Taigeshite Mujo Yoko san. Mizukara ho ni Kieshi Tatematsuru, Masani Negawaku wa Shijoto tomo ni Kaku Kyozo ni Idike Chie Mino Otoku Naran, Mizukara so ni Kieshi Tatematsuru, Masani Negawaku wa Shijoto tomo ni Daishu wo Torishite Saimugen Naran, Ujo Jinjin Nimyo no ho wa Takusen Mango Nimo Ayokoto Katashi, Orima Kenmon shi Yuji Suru Koto Etari, Negawaku wa Rai no Shinjitsu Shinjitsugi Ogeshitate Matsuran. One more. Once again, good morning, everyone. And I apologize for my butchering of the reading of the Samkhya. This is what happens when you are not mindful of what you're doing. As I was finishing the English version of the Threefold Refuge, I was thinking about what I was going to talk about this morning, and I was thinking it's so important, this Threefold Refuge, that maybe I should talk about that. And as I was thinking about that, I started doing the Japanese version of the Threefold Refuge, and of course I buffed it up. But that's what happens when you're not mindful of what you're doing and you're not paying attention. So this morning, we just finished last week our fall Ohigan service, the Coast District, combined Coast District Ohigan service. And I hope you all tuned in and were able to watch it, because Reverend Koyo Mezu did a wonderful job of speaking to the Dharma School children first, and then to the adults, explaining Ohigan for us. And we also had a wonderful seminar following. So today I wanted to talk a little bit about Ohigan, since today, let's see, this past Tuesday, or was it Wednesday, was the first day of fall, it was the actual equinox. And we celebrate this unique Japanese holiday because we're once again reminded that harmony and balance exist in the universe. No matter what we may think of going wrong with our environment and everything else, there's still balance that can exist in the universe. And this balance can also exist in our lives. But sometimes it's hard to find. Sometimes it's hard to define or find that balance in our everyday experience. We find ourselves worrying about someone who at home who might be ill, or we feel a relationship that's not working, we're not satisfied with our work or our job, or we're concerned about our finances, or we have maybe physical ailments of our own. And all of these things weigh upon us. We tend to look for some sort of calming effect, or calming element in our life to find that balance. Now, we can find this in Dharma. Now, it may not, the Dharma doesn't solve all the problems or the issues that we come across, but it can give us a moment to gain perspective. It can give us a moment to calm and balance ourselves as we look at the world and look at the truth of life. So as we gaze out at the world, we can imagine there's this other shore where there is harmony, where there is balance. And hopefully that instills in all of us a sense of really wanting that balance and that harmony, wanting that other shore. So this service, this time of year of Ohiga, is a moment to calm ourselves, to take stock of where we stand in our life, and be reminded that there is balance and harmony on what we call the other shore of our life. So it is a time to examine our life, assess our worries, our relationships, our jobs, our lives. In doing this, we begin to use our skills of concentration, of mindfulness and insight to see not just the balance in nature, but sometimes the imbalances in nature and in ourselves and the disharmony in our lives, and realize that it all stems from within. It stems from our expectations, our self-centeredness, our own personal desires. So the equinox is called Higan, which literally means that other shore of enlightenment. The original word was Tohigan, which means to pass over to the other shore. And what does that mean? What does it imply? It implies truth, but to be a better human being, to embrace these truths and to find harmony in ourselves. So Ohigan simply means a time to remind ourselves to go from here to there. When I say there, I mean to the truth. And in doing so, to become better human beings. It sounds easy, right? But the hard part is, how do we do this? Traditionally, we say that it's the practice of the 6 paramitas that allow us to cross over. Dana, or unselfish sharing, patience, effort, discipline, meditation, wisdom. Again, these are practices, but they're really difficult to do. But we shouldn't give up. We should make the effort. We should discipline ourselves. We should practice patience. We should practice unselfish sharing. All of these are great practices, but as we do them, we will realize how difficult they are. And honestly, it's hard for us in everyday life to practice all of these things all the time. That is why, in actuality, we do not practice the 6 paramitas. As I have often said, these are done for us. We are the recipients of these paramitas. They are practiced for us by those names that we saw scrolling on the screen, by your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your teachers, your friends, alive and dead. In actuality, we receive these 6 paramitas. And this is a major point in the difference between us as Jodo Shinshu Buddhists and other practices. We do not practice the 6 paramitas. It is done for us. What is important is that we understand this. Our mothers, fathers, friends, teachers, they give to us their kindness, their patience, their understanding. That is why Shinran Shonin didn't use the word Tohigan to cross over to the other shore. In describing awakening or becoming a better person, Shinran used the word wataru. Wataru can also mean to cross over, but in using this word, Shinran was implying two things. One, there's something we must cross over, that is our own selfish desires, our own personal challenges. We must cross over them. But also with Shinran, and this is very important, Shinran is saying something is pulling us across, pulling us over to that other shore. This is Amida's great compassion. This is the 6 paramitas that have been done for us, pulling us over. So very simply, Shinran meant the effort of others, the effort of your family, your parents, your brothers and sisters, their practice of 6 paramitas is what pulls us over our self-centeredness, over our personal desires. So Ohigan is perfect time to observe our Shotsuki Hoyo for September as well, because it is a time to acknowledge all that has been done for us by your family members. So this is a wonderful time of year. The weather is great. It's a great time to be outside, to enjoy harmony that's in nature. And as you do so, I hope you will remember all that is being done for you, all that has been done for you, not only by your past family members, but currently as well. Now I'd like to share with you Daniel Shonin Kubunshi. Shonin Nichiru no Kange no Homoki wa Shinji no Mote Hanto Sare Soro Sono Yue wa Romoru no Zogyo Nageste Ishin ni Migani Kimyo Sere Ashigi no Gandiki Toshi no Kata Yori Ojo wa Hijo Sashimeta mo Sono Kurai Chinen Poki Nyu Shoujo Shiju Tomo Shakushi Sono Ue no Shomyo Nendu Raiwaga Ojo Salame Tamaishi Onhojin no Nendu Koro Deginani Anakashiko Shinai Shonin taught that the essence of Jodo Shinshu is Shinji. The reason is that by abandoning all other practices and completely entrusting ourselves in Amida Buddha, our spiritual rebirth is assured by Amida through the inconceivable power of the primal vow. This is known as entering the ranks of the truly assured at the very moment of Shinji. Thereafter, all utterances of the members should be understood only as expressions of gratitude for Amida's assurance of our spiritual rebirth. With reverence, I remain. Namman Gavus, Namman Gavus, Namman Gavus. Thank you. Before we close, I'd like to share with you a few announcements. Next Sunday, October 3rd, is going to be the Watsonville Shotsuki Hoyo and BWA Memorial Service. Following Sunday, October 10th, Monterey's Shotsuki Hoyo, and Sunday, October 17th, Salinas Shotsuki Hoyo, also their Kato Kai. On Sunday, October 24th, is the Coast District Family Conference. I hope you are signed up or will sign up for this 1.5 day conference, which will be streamed online. And then the last Sunday, Halloween, October 31st, we'll have our regular Sunday service. Now I'd like to ask you all to join me in the Gatha Ondo San 2. Yo ししゅ知識の音楽を俺を砕きてもシャスし Please join me in passion. The debt of gratitude I owe to Amida's great compassion. I will proclaim until my life disintegrates into dust. The debt of gratitude I owe my Dharma teachers. I will express until my bodily form is finally shattered. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much, everyone. This will conclude our September Shotsuki Hoyo for Monterey and Salinas. I want to thank you for joining us. And please take care, be safe, and we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. Aman Navas, Aman Navas, Aman Navas.